batch, and they give us feedback and then we apply it. You will also have an opportunity in this class to be able to give us feedback for every class and every session. Those feedbacks are always being used to improve the program. So class 21 starting in May, class 22 starting in August, we'll always have some touch of what you have suggested we do to improve the program. So it's a continuously evolving thing, but you will not be caught out of all the future improvements, because as part of our alumni, we'll still come back to you in that alumni to give you some latest upgrades and latest information and training for free, because you've been here today. So welcome. I know that some of us have a program. When we say interest-free installments, it means that we have found a way to pay the interest on your tuition. So please, if you've not set up your direct debit mandate, please do so now so that you can continue enjoying the program. We've had issues in the past of people, oh, don't worry, I will pay, don't worry, I will pay. Nowadays, I selectively, look into case by case, and I don't want to give more than what I can afford. If I give a waiver not to be on the direct debit and you default, I have to pay for it. We have about 12 million in liability from previous classes of people who take the program and promptly disconnect their direct debit. We don't want that to happen with anybody again in this class. So we don't want to have that kind of liability hanging over us. So please cooperate with the training team when they tell you how important it is to set up the direct debit. And congratulations to all those who have paid in full their tuition. It's amazing. I can assure you upfront that it's an investment worth every penny. And you'll begin to see this kind of investment. You begin to see how this adds specifically to you from the next class and the next class and the next class. And we're going to be inviting you as well to tell us how you are receiving what you are getting, how it's affecting how your jobs and your careers are moving in a positive direction. And please don't hold back those testimonials from us, because it also helps us to convince others. Facility management is so difficult to sell. The FM training is so difficult to sell because people don't know what gold mine they're reaching right now. They're still hustling and going in other directions. And for us to tap them and turn them around and say, look, there's an opportunity here. Come and take this training so you can tap into it. Or for people who are still struggling at the bottom of their careers, say, let's prop you up. It's still very expensive to reach out to them. So we'll need loyal ambassadors who can use word of mouth from what we have given to share that information and make it easier. And I look forward to a time when FM channel becomes so cheap, because we don't have to spend so much on marketing, because those of us who are benefiting from it are able to convey the information. So that's exactly how things can come down. So for what, thank you so much for being over to Baraka. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for that beautiful welcome address. Okay, to take you further on, the next thing on the agenda is introduction of our
your video and audio is off.
Hello, how about now?
I can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, thank you very much, sir. Okay, next on our agenda is introduction of our facilitators, members of faculty. Again, I need to also let you know that in the course of this training, you have opportunities to, engage with seasoned professionals who are experts in their various fields within the facilities management and beyond. So this evening again, we would like each and every one of our faculty members to speak about the courses that will be taking you through in the course of this training. You need to see the benefits of how each of these courses can impact you within the facilities management and outside of facilities management. So first, I would like to call on Architect Osi Egbeayi to give us his introduction, after which we'll then call the next facilitator. Over to you, sir.
Okay, good evening all. I'm happy to be here again. My name is Architect Egbe here, and I was shocked this evening when Mr. Paul Erubami mentioned that this is the 20th class since 2016. I didn't know it was that much, but it's been a mile and a heavy journey that it has been. And I want to say that you are quite fortunate to be in this set again, because there's been a lot of learning from the past classes, and you are going to enjoy from the wealth of experience of all the facilitators. I'll be taking space planning, and we'll be looking at how to manage your space as an FM. I'll also be taking facility project management. As facility managers, generally, you know that you always handle pockets of projects in your facility, and we look at a structured way in managing this project. Also, we'll be looking at building fabric and structured maintenance. We need to understand the facility that you are managing, how you interact with that building, and how the different parts of the building interact, and the different elements of the building. So you have a better understanding of how the building works, and then we'll share some life experiences of how to manage the different aspects of the facility of the building, checking out the different elements of the building and how they work and how they interact with each other. Those are the basic parts that will be taken through the different sessions, and we trust that by the time we start our classes, you will definitely have a short time together, and you will not regret joining this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Architect Osi, for that introduction. Next on my list, I would like to call on Engineer Ejiro Odibo to give us his introduction. Over to you, sir.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I hope everybody can hear me. Can you hear me? Please,
yes.
Yes,
sir. Yes, we can hear you, sir.
From my end, I'll be taking HVAC, air conditioning system. One other question you asked, in addition to what Mr. Rubami have said and my other co-facilitator have said, is that when you see Lagos, you see a different look. And I believe Lagos State should have the highest number of facilitators, based because of the orientation people have, though there's still more work to be done. You go to VI, you go to Ikoyi and the rest, their buildings are well maintained. The ACDs are working. You see the fabrics look like new even after 10 years of use. AC also have direct impact on the accessories, items that you install within your building. It keeps the paint very active. It keeps the air within the place very clean. It actually increases the value of your property. If your client, you are an estate agent, a surveyor, or any profession that have to do with building, if air conditioning is not one of the items that will be sold to you, you'll be surprised that the value of that property plummets. So I'll be taking you on the basic of air conditioning system, why air conditioning system is important within the building, and what it can actually do to affect your productivity. Because research have also carried out that a productive and a more profitable business do well when the air conditioning is well controlled. If your staff are working in a very heated environment, their performance will be affected. And if they are also working in a very cold environment, their performance is also affected. So in the class, we will be taking you through the needs for you to know how air conditioning needs to be maintained. We'll take you through the preventive process that is required for you to know before the AC actually go down. We tell you different type of AC that you can see within the building, the split, the chiller system, the central system. We mention all those for you. Like I said, and I always tell my previous student, the training is fully packed. It is now depend on how you can assimilate and how you can implement all the knowledge you are going to be acquired, because it's going to be full. It's full. So I will advise you, take note, because you can always make references to it. So I will stop at this point, and I believe that when the class starts, you guys should feel a taste of air conditioning system. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Engineer Ejiro Odibo, for that introduction. Next is Mr. Abel Yoriobe. Over to you, sir. While we are waiting for Mr. Abel, can Engineer Emmanuel Akinola take over the floor now? Engineer Emmanuel Akinola.
Good afternoon, Barakat.
Good afternoon, sir.
Can you confirm if you can clearly hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, my name is Engineer Akinola Emmanuel, and I will be facilitating on the asset management, facility condition assessment, plumbing, water treatment plant, and sewage treatment plant. For an effective running of a facility, you need to know where the current condition, the current status of your assets, because these play a vital role when it comes to facility management. So as to help you, when you are conducting your budgeting, you are actually not budgeting for the maintenance of assets that are more or less like a ghost asset that are not actually physically in a system within your facility. Then two, it also helps you to determine which of the assets you are actually deducting what is in accounting context, what is referred to as depreciation. And with your depreciation value, this is what actually determines when you actually break even in terms of business. This is the reason why the asset management is very, very key to every facility manager. And we'll also be talking, I'll also be taking notes on facility condition assessment, most especially if you are planning as a facility management company to take over a third-party facility or an estate or a mall on behalf of a third-party client. You need to run what is referred to as facility condition assessment so that you don't take up liability. What does your facility condition assessment does for you? It helps you to, first of all, set up what is referred to as asset register. Then you'll be able to know what are those things that you needed to put in place before you can take over that facility in order for you to maintain effectively. Because once you sign the maintenance agreement, the word I don't know or I know is no longer tenable. And ignorance is not an excuse when it comes to litigation. Then there is no how you can run an effective facility without talking about water. Then how do you get your facility having a constant supply of water, most especially when you're running a facility that is that you have a lot of tenants staying within that facility? How do you ensure that the tenants are actually enjoying the value for the money they are actually paying for the rent? Whichever facility you are managing, water availability is very, very key. And how do you get your water? Are you using rainwater? What type of treatment do you need to give to your water? And after the usage of that water, there is something that is referred to as waste. Your wastewater, where is it going to? Are you discharging your wastewater into the public drainage, which is prone to sanction from regulatory bodies? And in line with Lagos State Building Code, having more than 2 stories of a building, you need a sewage treatment plant within your facility. Then how do you determine? Do you need a sewage treatment plant? Do you need an effluent plant? Or what do you do with your waste after you treated it? Are you discharging your waste into the public drain after treatment? Or you need to recycle it, treat it again, and make it to become a useful water within that facility? These are all areas where we shall be discussing. And in terms of plumbing, how do you determine the best plumbing system for your facility? Are you to use PVC plumbing network? Are you to use galvanized? What is the advantage of galvanized over PVC? And what is the advantage of PPR over PVC? And what is the advantage of HDPE over pressure pipes? These are all areas we will be covering under plumbing in the underwater treatment plant, sewage treatment plants, and plumbing system. So I'm looking forward for us to see each other as soon as the class unfolds. And aside this, we're going to have the class, in-depth class training and we're going to have on the field practical aspect of it as well. Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Engineer Kelaima.
Thank you very much, Engineer Akinola, for that beautiful introduction. Next, I would like to call upon Mr. Abel Yoriobe. Are you ready to speak now, Mr. Abel?
Yes, sorry for that interruption.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
I'm ready to speak. Thanks to you once again, Mr. Paul, and the team for this opportunity to introduce myself to this class of 20. So I will be taking building electrical maintenance for this session. As my colleague have explained to you the importance of various courses in this section. Without electricity, whatever you put in place, you install will not. So it's a concern for you to know how you are generating, what you are generating, how efficient the electricity you are generating is. It is for your building. The usefulness of electrical energy that you are generating. It is not enough to generate, but how good it is for your equipment, so that you will not be incurring so much cost and the other breakdown of equipment. So more of this will be shared with you in the class, and you have the opportunity to ask questions whatsoever that is in your mind. All the will be demystified, and you will be glad you are part of this class of 20. Thank you. We'll see you in class.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Abel, for that introduction. Next, I would like to call on Mr. Owabu Osemudiame. Are you there? Can we have your introduction now? Okay. While waiting for Mr. Owabu, can Mr. Charles in your bunk give us his introduction?
I'm here. Barakat. Hello, Barakat. Can you hear me?
Okay, Mr. Yes.
Hello?
Mr. Owabu, okay, go ahead.
Yes,
we can hear you.
Yes, I'm here. Yes, good evening, Barakat. Good evening, everybody. Super great
Sorry,
to
your
be here
video we can't see your face.
For the introduction section. Oh yes. I am sorry about that. Can you see me now?
Yes,
can you see me now?
Yes, we see.
Okay. So good evening, everybody. Like I said, I'm glad to be here to the introduction section for the new sets. My name is Owabu Samudiame, and I will be taking FM contract and procurement management, as well as HRO management. As you may know, FM service, the FM contract and procurement looks at the life cycle of an FM service, from the point where the demand organization starts scoping that job to the point where the service is outsourced to an FM company, it's executed, and up to the point of close out of that contract or that FM service, like you would call it. That entire process is a procurement process, and at the point where the service is being outsourced to an FM company, it becomes a contract. So this course will take us through an outline of all the activities that needs to happen from the very beginning to the tail end. So we'll look at identifying the service and coming up with the scope. We'll look at the process and elements that would have to happen for that service to be outsourced to an FM company. We would also look at what the FM company would roughly do to get on board that service and continue to operate. We would look at the things that could likely happen when the service is being rendered. It could be conflict, it could be just a host of things that can happen. We would examine all of that, delve deeply into all of it, and get the details that we need to get. We'll also look at the need to close out that contract, maybe it comes to the end, or for one reason or the other, it has to end, would look at all of that. Now, the other part is also HRO management. You would agree that people get things moving. Executing the contract means that you need resources, and part of that resources is human resources, and that needs to be managed. So the HRO management course would look at everything in regards to managing staff, encouraging staff, motivating staff, what you need to do to assess your manpower requirements, get what the total manpower that you need for a project. How do you even look at what they need to do in terms of identifying the tasks that will be done, coming up with the work description, the process of selecting. So we will just generally look at HRO or in terms of FM service. And I can assure you that as much as you need to understand the technical part of the job in terms of the AC and but this is also very critical in class. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Orobo, for that introduction. Next, I would like to call upon Mr. Inyobong Charles to give us his introduction. What to you, sir?
All right, thank you, Barakat. Can you hear me? Please confirm.
Yes, loud and clear, sir.
All right, thank you. First, I want to congratulate the students that already signed up for this program. You're making a very, very good decision, and that you will never regret. My name is Inyobong Charles. I'm the performance manager and operational excellence in Max-Migold. So I'm an in-house facilitator, which means that I'll come with the hands-on experience and the FM knowledge, put them together and deliver to you excellence. So you'll be getting the hands-on experience. You'll also be getting the knowledge, and at the end of the day, you see that you won't miss out in anything. I'll be taking at least 3 topics in this session. The first one is the facility maintenance strategy. This is a very key topic for every facility manager. For you to be a competent facility manager, you must understand the strategy, the maintenance strategy to deploy in your facility. For example, there are 3 main strategies. We have the run to failure, the preventive maintenance strategy, the predictive maintenance strategy, and the liability-centered maintenance strategy. This is not a strategy on its own. It's a framework that we use by, smashing these 3 other maintenance strategies so as to get efficiency in your facility and also to maintain the functionality of your asset. So we'll look at all these maintenance strategies. As a facility manager, when you develop your asset register, you need to categorize them to the different strategies. We see some facility manager making, some blunders in this area, where they move some assets to a strategy that is not in alignment with, the company's policy, that is not in alignment with the company's goal, because they don't really understand, where to place the particular asset. But in this particular course, we explain, will help you to understand that for every particular asset in your facility, there is the type of maintenance strategy that must be deployed for that asset. So that's what we look at. We also look at the maintenance planning and records. This one is very, very key, because this is something that you do to generate data for your company. And if you don't keep records very well, you might not be able to get paid. So when you are, running a facility, you are maintaining a facility, one thing that will show that you are really, really doing your job is your records. They must be clear, they must be retrievable, they must be updated. So we'll look at all the records, we'll look at job orders from the initiation of a particular task and to completion, the steps that a facility manager needs to follow to get the work done, and of course, customer satisfaction. And also we look at quality management system, quality management in facilities management. This is a very, very interesting topic because, you know, as a service providing company, it's very difficult to want to satisfy your customer because quality to different people might mean different things, you know. So as a facility manager, we'll show you the focus, because for some, quality will be, oh, let my facility be very clean. For some, it will be that let my restroom be very clean. While to some, it will be the procedure you need to follow to achieve your work. I want to see all the, you must follow procedure. So we need to understand what quality means for the different clients. And of course, the general meaning of quality. We look at all the principles of quality management system which involve leadership. If there is no good leadership in your organization that support, that is committed to quality, then you definitely have problems. Then finally, we look at, you know, customer satisfaction, because at the end of the day, as a facilities manager, it is the customer that will also tell you if you have satisfied him or not. So we will look at the approach, because sometimes you might be competent at doing the work, at carrying out the technical work, but you are not competent in communicating. That will affect your quality delivery. Sometimes you are good at the work, but you waste time, you know, you don't have a good use of your time. Then that also will affect your quality delivery. So we'll look at all these during the class. So I just want to assure you that we are going to have a very good ride. And like the MD said, when you come to the class, just put your mind at it and ensure you get the best for this investment that you've made. Thank you. Barakat, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Charles, for that introduction. Moving on, I would like to call on Mrs. Elizabeth Emeka, one of the few females we have in the faculty. Over to you, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Okay, yes, we can hear you now. Please go ahead. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Sorry. My name is Mrs. Elizabeth Emeka, as Ms. Brackett has introduced, and one of the facilitators as well too. Happy to be here, happy to meet new people, happy to learn together, okay? I'll be taking us 2 courses. First, which is human resources management and also facility cleaning and hygiene. In human resources management, what are we looking at? We're going to be talking about effective hiring. As an FM, how do you get your people? How do you get the right people to work for you? Okay, do you just pick people because you felt like, oh, this person is good to do this, and then you just say, how do you engage people and also help them to manage their role? All right, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about successors, okay, employee management successors. When you have people and they're working towards retirement, okay, they're working towards retirement or they need to move on to another level, how do you train those that work with you? How do you help them? Do you just have them to just work, or you just help them to know what you know and even make them better version of yourself? Okay, we're going to talk about succession planning. We're going to talk about linking organizational values and employees' development. Are you just going to work? Why do you work? Okay, are you just working for your salary, or you're working because you want to become a better person, right? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about diversity in FM team as part of what we'll be learning in the human resources management. Also in the, oops, can you see my video? Okay. Also in the facility cleaning and hygiene, we're going to be talking why do we train? Okay, why is training important in this part of the world? For FM, why should we train our custodian? And now that we're training them, what do we need to train them about? Is it the same thing of how to mop, or what are those important things that could be significant? Yes, that could be significant to our custodians and even those that work around us. Okay, we're going to be talking about ergonomy in cleaning. We're going to be talking about chemical handling. I know most of the time when we have top stains or something, we tend to use some chemicals. How do we make use of all this? What are the right chemicals for the right floor? We're going to be talking about the equipment, okay, the kind of equipment we use whenever we are doing our cleaning. It's not just to have a mop and then you mop everywhere and all about that. It's more detailed, and it's going to be fun. So I'm hoping to see everyone in class for us to learn together and have a nice time. So that will be all from me for now. Thank you. Barakat, I'm done, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that beautiful introduction. Next, I would like to call on Engineer Kola Kobolade. Are you?
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yeah, you sir. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, good evening, and good evening to everyone, and again, welcome to the leading facility management class in Nigeria today. So my name is, and in this program, I will be taking you on health and safety, fire safety management, and of course, emergency management, preparedness, and business continuity. I've been doing this for 6 years now with Max-Migold, and I think about 10 years. I think my license is, is about a decade old now. And one thing you need to understand is that it's not just about the theoretical part. The tutors or facilitators on this program, we are actually hands-on. I've been in health and safety, sustainability, and of course, engineering management for about 15 years now. I think I left uni 2008. So yeah, so about 15 years I've been on the field trying to deploy the solutions. Again, with me on this program, you'll be learning what is taught for free, with the big four. So I used to be manager of sustainability and climate change for Price Waterhouse, PwC, Nigeria, covering the West African market. And I was there for about 2 years. And as I speak now, I lead a NESRA accredited consulting company, and I also work for British American Tobacco on full time as the engineering and sustainability project manager. So invariably, you may check me on LinkedIn as regards qualification. But as I speak to you, I'm running my second MBA at Lagos Business School. So it's a whole lot of experience, qualification, exposure that we're going to be bringing to the table. I know the mandate or the vision is to build, facility managers for the future fit facility managers, and that you will get. I'm a certified member of the Institute of Workplace and Facility Management UK. Also, registered with a lot of professional bodies here and there. Okay, so you need to just understand that you are in the hands of the best tutors right here, right now in Nigeria, and we're going to ensure that we quickly upskill every member of this set to be able to stand out, in their respective field. You may not be working directly as an FM, as a facility manager, but working with us or training with us will ensure that you have the right skill set, you have the right exposure, you have the right knowledge and qualification, to navigate the next phase of your journey. So thank you so much. Thanks, again Baraka and Oga Paul, everybody, for having me again, in this class for this set, and I will ensure that everyone that attend my course or my training classes actually have the next edge, the competitive edge, to outsmart or outperform their colleagues. You may be here for strategic reasons, maybe to give direction is not a problem. We're going to meet in class, we're going to speak in class, and you're going to get the right knowledge that you need for some level of comfort. I have first degree mechanical engineering. I have 5 NEBOSH qualifications, different qualifications. I'm a triple lead auditor on ISO for quality, safety, and environment. I'm a registered environmental professional in the UK. I've been in sustainability since 2016 when I had my certificate from HAIMA in the UK. In terms of health and safety, again, I have some very good exposure, knowledge, and qualification in process safety. Okay, and right now, like I said, I'm working for BAT as the engineering and sustainability project manager. So we give the direction. Last year I sat on a £5 million execution. This year it's not going to be different. Okay, so you're going to get what you need, and even for some maybe courses I'm not even taking. I'm a certified maintenance and reliability professional, CMRP. So even for things that you may not need directly from me, I may just be there to give some guidance, and of course to ensure that you navigate the real life, or the real life scenario, what you're going to meet in terms of asset management, facility management, health and safety management, sustainability, or we call the ESG management, of course, project management. So it's going to be hands full. Just let's be prepared. All right, let the mindset be clear. Let the mindset be for forward thinking, future thinking. Let us move. Let us prepare to move to the next phase, to the next level. And I think together we can sojourn and we can surmount even the expectations that you have. All right, thank you, and welcome to class. Let me just have my video on so you can see me. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you so much. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Kola Kobolade, for that beautiful introduction. Like I said earlier, that be rest assured that we are in the midst of seasoned professionals who will benefit from their wealth of experience. So next again, I would like to call upon Engineer Michael Animasha.
Good afternoon, everyone. All right, hope you can see me. All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Engineer Animasha Fisayo. I'm the head of business strategy and technical excellence for Max-Migold. And in this FMMC, I think I'll be taking you courses on FM contracts. I'll be taking courses on FM organization. And one of my more interesting courses is FM technology. A brief introduction of who I am. I'm a current registered mechanical engineer. I started FM in 2014, so I think this year it will be 10 years journey in the FM field. Given the year, I've been able to work in not just in commercial spaces, I work in residential spaces. And interestingly too, I've actually worked in an industrial setting where I manage with two industrial production complexes. I think they have about 40,000 metric tons of annual production turnover. And that's kind of, so it kind of give me what it actually takes to actually work in the FM industry in respect to the kind of facility you kind of find yourself. And like my previous colleague have said, we are not just coming to class to kind of read a bunch of slides or kind of throw some bunch of theoretical jargons at you guys. We'll be coming to the class to share our own real life experiences, what we saw out there, how we navigate some of the intricacies in the industry, and so to say. And interestingly for me, I'm not just an operational person. Thanks to the tutelage of Mr. Paul, I've actually been able to have experience both in operational end and in consulting. And so during your classes, we'll be able to show you what are the career opportunity you can explore in FM, and how does each of these career kind of interplay. And interestingly for me too, I think I started a journey into software development about 2-3 years ago. One of the key reasons was given my consultancy journey, I saw a huge gap within the FM technological space. And one of the advocates for FM technology, and a kind of a wake-up call to FM professionals to also own the space, where we don't want a situation where people will just dump technological solutions to us that we are kind of struggling on how to fit it into our day-to-day FM operations. So I'm going to share some of my journey with you guys with respect to FM technology and available technology out there. To wrap it up, I'm also a full stack engineer, full stack software engineer. And internally too, we are kind of looking at how we can bring out all these our FM knowledge together and software knowledge together and come up with something more FM-like, a solution that is more FM-like solution on the long run. So I would say congratulations to everybody that have been able to make it so thus far into the class. While we'll not be able to tell you everything, but I feel the class is a full pack class. You're going to learn end-to-end or what FM operation is all about, what we expect when it comes to FM strategy and the likes and the like. You're going to learn a lot from the guy himself, Mr. Paul. I think some of my colleagues, Mr. Charles, is going to teach you. He's one of the guru in quality management. They're going to teach you a lot in that respect. The engineer Kolako too, as a guru in health and safety, like he said. So like he said earlier, you guys are in good hands and you're going to learn a lot. And I think lastly, we have a learning portal, which probably in the course of the lecture, Baraka is probably going to take you through it. I'm actually the brain behind the Max-Migold learning management portal, which you'll be using to get access to materials. Also, you use that to submit some of your assessment and the like. And the portal is also what you are going to use for your final assessment. So try as much as possible to get yourself familiarized with the portal as you go through the course, so that by the time you are going to be writing your final exam on the portal, you will not be finding it very difficult. But it's a very user-friendly portal, and you guys are going to enjoy your learning journey with us as you go into the learning program. Thank you very much, and Barakat, over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Engineer Fisayo, for that beautiful introduction. Next, we'll have Mr. Udwak for his introductory message. Mr. Udwak, over to you, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Barakat. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's introductory section. First, I would only want to recognize Mr. Paul Erubami, also with their team, so the Max-Migold management team, and also co-facilitators who had also shared their introductory speech, and also what we will be learning in the class, and also welcoming all participants to the commencement of this FMMC class 20. So my name is Udwa Kudo. I'm an industrial maintenance engineer by qualification, but a facility management practitioner by profession. And going through this class of 20, we'll learn a lot. I'll be taking you through the class of the course module on design, build, and commissioning. And we'll be learning a lot about how facility management has integrated different scope of metrics into attaining a sustainable and endurable system. People has always believed that facility management is about building alone, but this time we're trying to advocate and try to enact ways in which we're able to understand that it goes just beyond the building systems, but it goes added with most of technology, with processes and people. And in design, build, and commissioning, we'll try to understand how we can integrate all this into one system. How do I mean? Because of as facility managers, which some of us are, and we hope to train ourselves also to be facilities managers, we need to really understand that for you to be a facility manager, you need to be operationally ready. As facility manager, you need to be good operationally. You need to know how to run a business. Because of we are actually in the position of the end users, and their needs, their with either the stakeholder or the client. So we need to really understand what they really need. And when it comes to a building system, a lot of things takes place. We know how a construction phase is, how it starts from initial to completion. But in facility management, how can we make sure a building system is in-house facility managers to run the place? So we're able to understand how we could be operational ready in our processes. And during all these stages, there are too many contingencies we might meet, but we need to always try to be proactive in what we do, and that's what we're looking at. How can we be effective as a team? How can we compile tasks, schedule them to meet the required standard and plan scope work? How can we manage conflicts during building systems? How do we manage our client relationship? So we'll be looking all that and try and see how we could always drive, and also how we can always enable the system whenever we are actually providing these services to the end users. So this training is going to be fully packed. It's not just about facility managers. I'll be sincere with you. It's more about how you could run your business, how you could have the mindset. That's why when you say employer, they always want to employ someone with an MBA, not because of the qualification is needed, but they believe that you will be able to run my business, and that's what every stakeholder wants. Every employer wants an employee that knows how he could be conscious with funds, how he could be conscious with daily operations. So it's not just about facility management. It's about how can you run a business? How can you set up your own business on your own? Because we've seen in the past with participants that took these classes that they've actually set up their own business. Why? Because of the grasp what they needed and they were able to implement them. So it's not about what we'll be teaching you. It's more about how you can develop yourself to be who you want to be. And as facilities manager, there's a lot, but we have to start somewhere. And I'm sure my co-facilitators will surely do justice to every part. I know you've gone through the website, you've seen the course models, how fully packed it is, and I'm sure that you would surely gain a lot from it. Personally, my expertise runs across operational running day-to-day operational business operations, fire safety engineering, right from the consultancy to the installations, commissioning, and also the after services too. And all these things are things that we'll be getting fully packed for this training session. Lastly, I also want to also let you know that you can always ask questions, even not related to that course module. And the facilitators, as they are explaining each course modules to you, when they get to each of the slides, they'll be chipping in experiences of hands-on day-to-day experiences about how you could solve problems. Because we need to be problem solutions providers. We need to always try to see how we can provide solutions to issues, how we can always make the operation seamless, how we can always be great in what we are doing. And that is what we'll be gaining from this program. And part of the course module, which is design, build, and commissioning, is one key aspect of how we can be proactive on site, how we need to be operationally ready in anything we are doing. Before the client asks a question, we've actually send them a mail before then, or we've actually try to provide the solutions to them. And then they say, okay, well, you're actually working. This is boosting our KPI, not just for the management alone, but even our own self, because of we cannot give out what we don't have. So when we build ourselves, then it reflects on what we're giving out. And then we could always explore other parts and other experiences as we endeavor in what we're doing fasting. So I only want to welcome everyone again to this class. We'll really enjoy it. We'll really enjoy it. And remarks and testimony have shows that we'll always gain above 100%. It goes beyond 100%, and we'll surely get a return on investment. We're gonna be, we've paid money, we've gone into debt just for us to run this class. We know that, but believe me, as long you are active in this class, you will surely get your return on investment. If it's financial, energy, your time, commitment, what you just have to do is just to be committed for 3 months, be active for 6 months, your project, and then you would surely get the very best out of it. Within a year, as long as you are active, and I'm sure you will surely enjoy it. So thank you very much. I warmly want to welcome everyone again, and my due respect to Mr. Paul, the entire management team again, and also my co-facilitators. It's been a pleasure working with all you guys.
Thank you very much, Mr. Udwak, for that beautiful introductory speech. Thank you so much for that. Next on the list, I think we need to wrap up this session so that we can take every other agenda we have on the list. Okay, we'd like to have Mrs. Ekiyoyo Faith give us introductory speech. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be in this session today. I'm glad to be among the facilitators for this session, FMMC 20. My name is Faith Ekiyoyo, as Barakat introduced. I have a background in petroleum engineering and also biomedical engineering. I would say one person that would always say to people that would want to take the facility management training that this particular training cuts across all fields as it may be. But regardless of your background, you would always find a place in the facility management space. So it's a pleasure for me to be here today. I'll be taking customer service and stakeholder communication. Just as you know that it's very, very important to incorporate people into our business. Definitely without people, we cannot really bring to pass exactly what we need to achieve as a business. So talking about customer service, excuse me, and stakeholder communication, it's one particular key element that we need to incorporate into this. We understand a lot of things about how to manage people and how we can relate with directly with our clients and management team, colleagues, and visitors. In this particular training, we understand who our customers are. We understand how to use customer feedback tools, customer survey, do's and don'ts. We understand, most importantly, effective communication. Communication is key when it comes to facility management. It's not just about knowing the technical aspects or the operational aspects. Without we understanding how to manage people, it will be difficult for us to actually achieve our goals as FMs. And we also understand how to communicate with stakeholders in the business. We understand modes of communication. I would want to say, just like Engineer Fisayo said, throughout the training, it's not just that the facilitators will just dump slides on us, but we're going to have an engaging session. So I would encourage us to prepare our minds, bring our questions before class, try as much as we can to go through the course materials, because they are definitely on our learning management portal. So it's important we go through our course materials so that we would know what to expect before we come to class. Let's do this so that we can actually have an engaging session throughout. I would want to congratulate us once again, making it to this point, even to join the class. Thank you. Barakat, over to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mrs. Faith Ekiyoyo, for that introduction. I think we can move on to the next thing on the agenda, which is introduction of students. But for that, I think we'll just have this done on the WhatsApp platform, where you can simply indicate your name, your designation, where you work, the location, maybe your city, maybe Lagos, Port Harcourt, or Abuja. I think we can do the introduction on via the WhatsApp platform so that we can cover the other things we have on this agenda. So quickly, I want to take us through what facilities management mastercraft training entails proper. It is very important that you have a full overview of
Are you
what
going to
you're
share
going
your screen, or you're still sharing your screen?
Oh, yes, I'm sharing my screen. My screen up. Can you see my screen? Okay.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. So, like I said, I'll just take you through the facilities management mastercraft training proper this evening. The things you need to know, what the program entails proper, things you need to put into consideration as far as you are enrolled into this course already. So, starting with the so excuse me.
You stop sharing.
Okay. I'm sharing. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The screen is good.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What is happening on my screen?
Your screen was showing well, but okay, you just stopped it now.
I'm sorry, share again. Share. Okay, so sorry for that interruption. So like I said earlier that for everyone that is enrolled into this FM Mastercraft Diploma program, it is very important that you understand the requirements for this program. This is a training that once you're enrolled into it, you need to give it all that it takes. It's a 3-month classroom experience whereby students would undergo both theoretical and practical classes in facilities management. After these 3 months, you have a 3 to 6 month post-classroom experience whereby you carry out a mini project or internship for those who might not be employed. All of this will still be, discussed proper in the course of this session. So it is very important that the facilities management masterclass program is actually crafted for facilities managers to have the right skills, tools, and templates, to deliver effective FM services at peak performance. It's also important to let you know that this program will prepare any individual for jobs in facilities management. Even if you're already a practicing facility manager, during this program, you get to learn, relearn, and unlearn. So be rest assured that all that you need to know as a facility manager is all that you'll be getting, and even beyond in this training. Like all the faculty members said earlier, that be rest assured that you are getting the best from the best of professionals, and even relating to knowledge that are outside of facilities management, you get it from them at no extra cost. So again, I congratulate you for enrolling into this program once again. Okay, so I think I just want to also let us know that in the course of this 3-month training, we'll be undergoing series of training, like I said, both practical and theoretical classes. You'll be undergoing 30 course modules in facilities management. of which that's highlighted on this slide. You also have that listed in the training schedule that was sent to you as part of your onboarding. So when you have classes theoretically, there is need for you to also see them in real life scenarios, and that's why we have crafted the practical sessions for you, whereby students go out on field trips, to see all of these things in real life. So it's not just you learning or writing in class. You need to also see these things, practicalize them, and be able to connect dots in real life scenarios. So over 30 course modules will be treated in the course of this training. And when I mean 30 courses, each of these modules also have assessments that are being tagged to each of it. So again, we tell students that once you are enrolled into this program, this is not just a random or anyhow program. It's a formal training outside tertiary learning, right? But when it comes to trainings like this, you do things as though you are in a formal training settings. So for each of these course modules, assessments have been assigned to them. So once you are in class, once you have a class, there's need for you to always take the assessment and submit accordingly. As we go on in this session, you will all see the criteria that are mandatory for students to meet up before you can earn the certificate. So for students who are coming to this training, I tell them, please make up your mind. I know it might be challenging, coupling with the fact that you're also working and you also have your personal responsibilities. But trust me, every effort you put into this training will be worth it in the long run. So it's not just going to be a waste or I'm doing it for doing sake. No, it's something that will definitely add to your own career advancement, your own professional growth, and every other thing you can think about. So next, on this slide, these are the list of the course modules you'll be undergoing. The facilitators have already mentioned a lot already. So if you need this list, I think you can always get them from the training schedule that was shared via the onboarding document with us. Next, like the training methodology, I mentioned that earlier that in the course of this training, we'll be having both the theoretical classes and the practical classes. We are not just going to be teaching you or dumping slides on you. We also go out to practicalize all of these things that have been discussed in class and see how you can apply them in real life scenarios. Facilities management is not just all about theory. There are some strategic areas that I need you to maybe read and the likes, but also considering the operational areas, you need to be able to see these, implement and understand how they work in real life scenarios. Again, I need to also assure you that all of our faculties are experienced certified facility management professionals. They are seasoned professionals in their own various fields. We have architect administrators, we have financial expert administrators, we have facility management professionals and the likes, all that you can think about. So be rest assured that in this training, you are getting the best from the best of professionals. Next, again, to take us through the course duration and schedule. For those who have indicated interest in the virtual class, it is very important to know that your classes will hold on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. We have decided to come about 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. because that's let's say in most organization setting, 5 p.m. is usually the close of business. So that time you are rest assured that you can sit at the corner in your office to have your classes on each of these 3 days in a week. Some people say 5 p.m. they're on their way. No, once you've enrolled for this training, you can always select special time for this training on each of these days that have been highlighted. That is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can always stay back in the office to have your classes before you then head home. It's not really very safe to say when you're in transit to join classes because you might miss a lot. Like, we need to know that. So just always create time that when you're having classes in a day, always create time to be readily available for it. For the physical classes, the classes will hold from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays, only Saturdays at our training center situated inside the University of Lagos. All of these have been highlighted in our training schedule. So if you need more clarification on your training schedule, please check your onboarding document. For the physical class, you have the training center venue highlighted there. You also have your training, the course modules and schedule also in that document. same thing for the virtual class as well. Okay, like I said earlier, that this course will run for a period of 3 months classroom experience. You'll be in class for 3 months, real 3 months, before you can then move on to the 3 to 6 month post classroom experience. That we call it project stage or internship period. The project stage is for facility managers who are already working as facility managers. You just carry out a mini project to implement on all those things you've learned in class, and carry out a project on them and then submit a report back to the institute. But for the internship will work for those who are unemployed. When we talk about facilities management, it's not just for you to learn and not be able to implement. And that's why internship is very important for those who are new to FM to say. So if you are new to FM to say, be rest assured that this training will provide you with all of the skills that you need to become a proficient facility management professional. And also adding to the fact that you also undergo an internship program to enable you to have these hands-on skills proper before you can move into the real world. Okay, so moving on, the expected outcome from this training is that I think we've emphasized on this already, that you gain an in-depth knowledge in facilities management. Be rest assured that this training will advance your career in the facilities management industry. A lot of testimonials from our past students can speak to this. So yours is not going to be an exception. You've made up your mind to do this training, and all of the aspirations that you have towards this training and beyond, be rest assured that you get it even before you complete the program. If you are decided that you are looking forward to starting your own FM business, rest assured that all that you need to start your business is just at the tips of your fingers, provided that you have just throughout this 3-month training. Also need to let you know that our certificates are internationally recognized by professional bodies in Nigeria. We have the Oil and Gas Trainers Association. We have the Center for Management Development, the Nigeria Institute of Training and Development. Also need to also let you know that for any of our students who undergo this training, you get an induction into the Facilities Management Professional Association, which is popularly known as the AFMPN, the wide FM body now in Nigeria. So be rest assured that anything facilities management, Max-Migold, you're definitely getting the best from us. Okay, to wrap up again, okay, our code of conduct, I think I'll just speak briefly on this. For every training, there are rules and conduct, guiding it. So for our students, we like that there are some certain code of conduct you abide by all the time. One is to treat learners and staff with respect at all times. You need to respect the privacy of other learners around you, if you're in the physical class or even in the virtual class. Respect other people's opinion and allow their expression. You need to also respect the property of Max-Migold staff and other learners. That's if you're in the physical class. You need to respect the learning need of others. If you're in a physical class, always ensure that your mobile devices are on silent. If you are going to be unable to attend the session, it's very important that you inform the training department so that you are well informed, and whatever assistance can be rendered to you at that point in time, you can be extended to you. If you have any special requirements, any difficulties or any challenges at any point in time, please feel free to reach out to the training department. We'll be willing to assist you in any way possible. Okay, I also wanted to speak more on the practical field trip session. Like we said earlier, that FM, there's need for you to see things in real life scenarios. You're not just going to be learning, just writing and taking notes. You need to see them real life and how it's being done or how it's being implemented in real life. So that's why we make sure that for every of the class sessions, there's a field trip or practical session to back it up so that knowledge or can assimilate better. So in the course of this training, we'll be having about 2 to 3 field trips, so maybe commercial buildings or residential, or or even hospitals, just to see how FM is being done on a day-to-day basis, and how you can implement some of these new things you've learned in the course of this training in real life scenarios. Okay, I also need to emphasize on assessment and assignments. Like I said earlier, that this training is a formal training. This is not like a training, oh, I'm just doing it 2 days. No, this is a formal training. Every effort you put into this training will count for you in the long run. So I don't want us to take this training as though it's nothing. I just want to just learn and move on. No, you need to, there are some requirements expected from you. I also need to emphasize that maybe this is the icing on the cake, that for every of our students who is able to complete this program, at the end of your name, you add the FMD prefix. Yes, this is the
suffix.
Yes, suffix.
To your name,
yes,
designation.
Suffix to your name. Yes, to your name. So, and before you can get to this stage, you need to give all that it takes to earn it. So you're not just getting it for free, but you need to put in all of the hard work that it requires. Okay. So like for every of the course modules, there's an assessment has been specified for each of the 30 course modules. And you can always find each of these assessments at the end of the course materials you download. We'll also be taking you through how you can access the course materials in the course of this session. I think we have 30 minutes now. But we'll definitely show you how you can access your course materials, how you can upload your assessments, and how you can also give feedback after each of the class session, because this will help us improve, right? So for assessment and assignments, we're expected to do it immediately after each class session. What I mean by this is that if, for instance, you have a class on Monday or Wednesday, you are expected to turn in that assessment before the next class on Friday. There's a lot of reason behind this. We understand that you are working and you also have your personal responsibilities. So when I say you'll be having 30 course assessments in the course of this training, the only way you can keep track of yourself is to ensure that you do each assessment before the next class. Because trust me, if you start piling up or start postponing, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, trust me, you might not be able to meet up. And I'm speaking from experience from what most of the students have been battling with. So that's why I like to talk students ahead, ensure that your assessment is done in on or before the next class. That way you can be rest assured that you're on track and you're not piling up any load of assessment on your neck, because assessment goes a long way in your overall aggregate score. You also see that in the course of this training as you progress. Okay, what next? The examination as well. I don't mean to scare anyone here, but like I said, that it's a formal training, and as such, there's an examination that you are expected to take at the end of the 3-month training. Okay, it's a CBT exam that can be done virtually everywhere, even if you're outside of Nigeria. The training can be done anywhere without any obstacle. All we need to do is we'll send you the link to take the exam from anywhere, and you take it at your scheduled slot. Usually for the exam, the pass mark is 225 over 300. I think the exam is 300 questions, and you need to score at least 225 over 300. But however, students who scored 200 and did the assessment and assignments can be considered. So it means if you score 200 over 300, you are good to go. So that's why I think you can also see the importance of the assignment and assessment here. It goes a long way in also helping you pass through the exam score of 200. Okay, the project. This is very important aspect of this training. For every facility managers, we expect that you work with some key documents. We have some facility managers out there who are not even aware of proper documentation that are supposed to be in place. But the difference we are making here at Max-Migold for every facility managers that go through this training is that you'll be able to implement 6 key projects for your own organization. Trust me, students who have been able to implement this project in their facilities have gotten recommendations from their bosses, and I'm sure yours will not be an exception. So this project is a very key criteria for you to end the diploma course with us. Like I said earlier, that when we do theory classes, we also have them backed up with practical classes. So this project is more like what you've done in the course of the 3-month training. You need to carry out these 6 projects. You apply it, or you take a real life case study Okay, you take a real facility as your case study to do this 6 projects. Asset register is a very key document facility managers need to work with. If you walk into some facilities today and you ask them, oh, please, can we see your asset? Some do not even have. You have a preventive maintenance plan in place, they do not have, but the difference you will be making after you completing this training is to be able to implement this your own organization. So everything that you need to know about the project will also be communicated to you as you progress during the course. But I just need to let us have it at the back of our mind that the project is a criteria for us to earn the diploma certificate. It can be done after the 3-month training. We've had people who said, oh, I want to be doing mine as the class is also going on. So that way, when you learn asset register today, they want to implement how to generate an asset register, and the same for others. But usually we allow students to take it after the 3-month training so that you can then implement on it and submit your report back to the institute. Okay, the internship, need to emphasize on the internship. Internship is usually for those who are unemployed. Somebody who is employed cannot be in an internship position at the same time in a full-time position. So usually we recommend internship for newbies or people who are unemployed and are looking to start a profession in facilities management. What we do for this internship is that for students who have undergone the 3-month training and are currently unemployed, or they are trying to transit into facility management as a profession, we recommend they go on internship so that they can acquire the practical skills experience that they need to become proficient in the facility management industry. So what we do basically is that we have companies where we post students to carry out this internship program. But in some cases, we have students that will say, oh, I have a preferred facility management company I would like to work with. In that case, you need to send us the name of the facility management company, while we then send a letter on your behalf, and then subsequently start the internship engagement process. So that's for that. So during the internship as well, people who are new will then still do the 6 projects during their internship program. Okay. Okay, so this grading, I think it's very important that I emphasize on it, because in the long run, at the end of the day, when your certificate is being issued, whether you have a distinction, a merit, or pass, would be clearly stated on the certificate. And if you want something good, you definitely need to put in all the effort and all the diligent works that it requires. And that's why I say, when you come to training to the facility management masterclass diploma course, you're taking it as though you're in a real school setting. It's not just a random training you're doing. No, every of the activities you do counts for you. It goes a long way in your overall certificates grading. So yeah, so first on the grading list, our grading is actually based on a point of 200 marks. We have this 200 divided into 100 and 100. 100, the very first 100, we have it further into the attendance, which is 10 marks, 10%, yes. And we also have the assessment and assignments, also allocated 30%. The examination, that's the examination you'll be taking after the 3-month training, 60%. That's why. So you can see you attending classes, steadily and consistently will earn you free 10 marks. Doing your assignment and assessment at the appropriate time will earn you free 30 marks. And then the examination, waste 60% to be able to get the very first 100. Then the second 100% is allocated to your project. So you need to see how important it is, to carry out this project, because in the long run, the overall aggregate score is what we use to calculate your score to issue you the appropriate grading of criteria for the FMD certification. Okay, so I think my next slide explains our different stages of the certificate. Very on the list is the diploma distinction certificate. This is what I tell people, that if you come to training like this, you paid a lot for a training like this. Definitely, you need to aim for the best. You cannot say, no, I just want to do this thing and pass. No, because trust me, when you present Max-Migold certificate anywhere else, or any facility or any interview, be rest assured that you will get the offer. The testimonials we've been getting from people lately, it's just them at the mention of Max-Migold. Oh, you have done a training with Max-Migold, they get the job offer immediately. So rest assured that if you put in your mind in this training, you will definitely get all the best from it. So the diploma distinction certificate, I tell people, please let's aim for it. So even if you aim for something higher, you can then still be in between merit. But to get the distinction is very straightforward. All you need to do is pass your exam with 225 out of 300, your assessment and your assignment with a minimum of 75%, your attendance 7.5%. And then your project should have scored at least 75% as well. With this, you can get the distinction certificate. For the diploma merit, you also must have scored 225 in your exam, the assessment 55%, attendance 5.5%, and 55% in your total project. So, when you talk about the certificate grading or criteria, it's very important that there are criteria you are expected to must have diligently met with in the course of this program. And that's why we're emphasizing, we're taking you through this session so that you understand all that is put into consideration before you are being issued the certificates. Also, after this merit certificates, we have the certificate of pass. Usually I tell people, I don't want anybody to get this because you can definitely work to get a merit or a distinction. So always aim for something higher. So also, and it's also, we've had cases whereby people come to trainings like this and say, oh, you know what, I'm the MD of my company, I'm not looking for any job, I just want a certificate of training, I don't want to do the exam, I don't want to go through a lot of stress. We've had MDs and CEOs who have attended this training in the past, so telling them to do exam is fine. So we issue certificate of training, even with some criteria that you need to still take the exam. But have a 45% in the assignments and 5.5% in the attendance. And if they don't want to do the project, it's fine by them. We'll issue them a certificate of training. But certificate of training is lower to the diploma certificate. The diploma certificate supersedes any other certificates. And that's when you can add the FMG credential as a suffix to your name. So if, for instance, your name is Timothy Eze, then you add FMD after Timothy Eze. So for those who have diligently met with the criteria for the FM diploma course, but certificate of training may not need to have them. So for participants, maybe due to some reasons or the other, some challenges, and cannot complete the projects or the program within 24 months, which is 2 years, will be delisted as part of the students. Okay, so also need to emphasize on the graduation and the induction into the professional alumni body. Currently, for this FM diploma course, we have about 750 graduates who have completed this program, and building a professional alumni body whereby we have different facility management professionals come together to share ideas, networking, and see things, to change the narrative of facility management professional in Nigeria. And so for every student who undergoes this training and met the criteria for the graduation, for the FMD certificate, at the end of the year, December, usually the graduation comes up at the end of the year in December, and also the induction follows subsequently. So for every of the students who complete the program, you are mandated, to pay the alumni registration fee of 20,000 naira, which covers the cost of maintaining the alumni database and organizing some alumni event network. Because be rest assured that if you are looking for networking, this is where you will get it. You're looking for unlimited knowledge, experience. You are just at your fingertips. Be rest assured that you're getting it here. And also for the graduation, students to be mandated upon their eligibility to graduate to pay the 30,000 graduation fee. I think that actually captures all about the training program. So if you have questions, we'll take questions after this session. I think I would just want to use the next 5 minutes to demonstrate how we can access the learning management portal. So I'll do that in 5 minutes.
Do you want to take, can you go on with that first so that we go into questions and answers once you have done the demo of the LMS?
Yes, I think let's do that then.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Is my screen still sharing?
Yes, the screen is still sharing. You can share your demo now.
Okay, my screen up now.
Yes, the screen is up.
Okay. Already we sent everyone the step-by-step guide on how to set up their profile on the learning management system. For emphasis sake, it's important that you know that this learning management system would give you access to the course materials, gives you access to upload your assessments. It also gives you a platform to give a feedback after each of the class sessions. In all, this learning management system will also track and monitor your progress in the course of this training. So if you're not, for instance, coming to this portal, you're not utilizing the course materials and every other thing, we at the back end will be able to know that, Mr. Eze has not been in class for quite some time, because if you are really working with your the course materials in there, you're uploading your assessment, your progress will change and your activity dashboard will also, speed up. So we'll definitely be able to monitor that. Even from your end as well, you'll also be able to monitor and track your progress. You see the rating beyond. Right now, you should all be on 0%. But as you start engaging with this platform, you see that the 0%, moves on to 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So you completely, taking every activity that had been assigned to you on this portal. So in the guide, step-by-step guide that was sent to us, first and foremost is for you to create an account. So if you are new to this system, we've had people who have taken a free training before, and I'm sure they're familiar with this platform. But for those who are not familiar, and this is your first time seeing this platform, it's very important that you sign into the, you need to create your account rather into this. I will log out. I want to log out from here. Okay. So once you come into login, this is what comes up. So what you're expected to do, you're not going to sign in because you have not created your account or you have not created the password. Just come in to create new accounts. So that's for people who are not familiar with this portal and have never signed in. So you choose your username. The username is Chioma. So you create your username Chioma Eze. You generate your password, whatever password you want, generate it. Password, you can always recall anytime you want to, subsequently log into this portal. You also put your password, put your email address. You are also being asked to confirm your email again. So you do that twice. Your first name, Chioma, your last name, Eze, your city or town, Lagos, country, Nigeria. And you go ahead to create my new account. You click to create my new account. So that's simple about that. So once you are able to create your account, you are then expected to send back to training@max-migold.com your username and email address, and your name. Yes. This reason being that because you can see that this portal is pretty straightforward. Anybody can come in here to create an account. But for students who are eligible and are already enrolled into the Facilities Management Mastercraft course, will manually give you access to take the Facilities Management Diploma course on this portal. So once you're able to create your account by creating a new account, send your details as directed to training@max-migold.com. We'll pick it there and give you the required access. And then also get a notification to say you can proceed to access the facilities management mastercraft course. Okay, so for me, just for instance, if I've been given the access, I come in to log in my details there. Once you log in, you scroll down to where you have facilities management mastercraft diploma. There are a series of courses on this portal, over 100 of them, but specifically for you, what you're concerned about now is the facilities management mastercraft and diploma. So you click it to be able to access the content theory. I hope you can see. So this is what the general overview page looks like. In this portal, you have access to the course materials, like I mentioned earlier. You'll be able to submit your assessments. You can see it here. You'll be able to give feedback. So for every of our classes, you're expected to give us feedback on how the class section went so that we can improve if there's need for us. Also, lecture videos will be available for you. So for instance, if you missed a class session, you can always come back to this video session to watch again of what was treated in class. So for the FM Foundation course, which will be our very first lecture on Wednesday, you click the FM. Okay, so I also need to give you this trick. I tell people, when you see the blue icon is for the notes, the course material. Where you have the blue icon is the lecture notes. Where you have the pink is the assessments. That pink icon gives access to upload your assessment. Then this green gives you access to give us feedback. So if you work with colors as well, this will be straightforward for you to be able to work with. Okay, so I'll show you how you can access the course materials. The very first one being FM Foundation lecture notes. So I click. So you can see I have the slides displayed already. You can always download if you want to download, but I also want to bring our attention to the fact that assessments are always on the last page of the PDF file. So you can see here that you have the assessments highlighted here. So nobody, except on some cases, the facilitator might give you assignments, which is already different from the assessment that have been specified in the last page of your course material. Assignments can pop up in class, maybe from one conversation to the other, but assessments are already, highlighted in your course materials already. So what you're expected to do in this assessment is you can copy out all the questions, take your fresh Word document format or document, any Word document format, that is fine. You put in the questions. For each of the questions, you put the answer below. For each of the questions, you put the answer below in a Word document format. I tell people that once you're done with this, you need to properly save your documents. If your name is Chioma Eze, I expect that once you are done with this assessment for FM Foundation, you save it as Chioma Eze FM Foundation assessment. We've had people not even naming it. We are facility managers, right? And so we also need to be very, careful when it comes to documentations and labeling, so that, because of this training, this is what we're also preaching for you. We're also teaching you to always know how to label you, always know how to name your document properly, right? So we'll also be checking that out in your submission. So I don't want to see somebody just say assessment one. No, properly submit or label your assessment as required. Chioma is your first name and last name, then the course title of the assessment you're working with is fine. Then you go back to upload it in portal. Okay, so like I said, once you upload your assessment, just click it, click the FM Foundation assessment too. Okay, so I have admin rights here. So just so once you click the pink icon, it gives you opportunity to select which of the file you want to upload. So that's why I say name your document properly, so that if you have series of files, you'll not be scanning through to know which is which. But if you have properly named your document, it makes it easy for you to be able to select and then upload. You click submit under this pink icon. And for your feedback, pretty straight, it's very important that you give feedback on each of the class sessions to help us improve later. So you call me after FM Foundation course to give your feedback, and then who at the back end also take a look through it and implement ways you need to. But the videos will also be available for you here. You can always download to see what was treated in class. That is, if you missed any of the class sessions. So in this LMS portal, you have 30 course modules, materials, videos, course materials for you. And so that's why we said for those who are yet to submit their non-disclosure agreement form, it's very important that you submit it. It's overdue, except for those who are just newly onboarded into the class. But for those who have been enrolled and onboarded, it's very important that you submit your non-disclosure agreement form as soon as possible. The reason being that this LMS portal is for you to access all the materials there. But if you have not filled this form, it gives you some level of restrictions not to get access to any of these materials. So please try as much as possible to turn in your non-disclosure agreement form as soon as possible. Okay, yes, somebody saying, can the material be done as PDF? Can the assessment be done as PDF? Yes, please, can be as PDF. But make sure you properly name it. If your name is Kamal Adekunle Ibrahim, save it as Kamal Adekunle. So you can signify
Okay. Is Bracket having network issue? Okay. I think we've had quite an introduction to the LMS. Let's take question and answers. Please raise your hand using the raise hand feature in Zoom to quickly address some of your questions. Tijani, please go ahead. Okay, let me quickly take this question from Quadri. How do you name your file? Baraka just mentioned, when you finish an assessment, name it as your name and the name of that course. So if you're Quadri, your other name, FM Foundation Assessment, then that's the name of the file. And then upload it into the points in the LMS where it says upload your assessment, okay?
Okay.
That's what she was sharing now.
Good evening, sir.
Tijani, go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, thank you for all the engagement. I just want to request, is it allowed for us to bring a laptop to the training center, or the gadgets that we made available is going to be in normal presentation as in the training lecture? So I need to know that.
Are you talking about the virtual class or the Saturday physical class?
No, the Saturday physical.
Saturday physical class, you don't need any device. You are face-to-face with the lecturer.
Okay, okay.
The virtual class is where you need to log in with Zoom. In the physical class, there's no internet at all. You are face-to-face with the lecturer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you just have your notes.
Okay, okay, that's exactly
just biro and notes to take notes. Yes, please.
Okay.
I can't hear me.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much.
All right. I can't hear me. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for the session so far. Actually, I registered for the physical class. Should in case, if I will not be available on that Saturday, can I be privileged to join the virtual class, please?
Yes, everybody that paid for the physical class are entitled to all virtual classes. So whether you want to be available on Saturday or not, it doesn't matter. You can join every virtual class. You're already entitled.
Okay. Okay.
And anybody that is in virtual that decides to switch to physical, all you just need to do is up your fees and come to physical, and you can attend both. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. So another thing is, please, the course material on this portal, after the program, is it still accessible to us?
Lifetime access.
Oh.
You'll always be on the portal. We have over 150 courses. So after you finish this one, there will be other courses you want to take. We bring them out sometimes for free for alumni, sometimes for free to the public for selected courses. And sometimes you want to buy one course or the other, risk management, health and safety management, different courses on the portal. This is your learning, base. Everything else will be there available to you for life.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Questions? We're wrapping up now. While expecting more people to ask questions, I just want to say this program is a formal program. We award a credential, which is Nigeria, which is the ultimate certification in Nigeria right now. And so we want everybody to please, respect the program and follow the procedures that we have laid out. We will listen to your ideas of improvement and keep improving it. For the class session itself, please be seated on your desk and be dressed as if you are in a formal class. When we're having a discussion, your video must be on. So the way the class is structured is that the first 15 minutes is for discussion, questions, answers, learning moments, practical discussions of what your experiences are on the field on a day-to-day basis, questions from the last class, flashback, key takeaways. At the end of the class, we'll also ask you questions. You still ask questions. So a facilitator has 90 minutes for his presentation. During that 90 minutes, we don't want to interrupt the facilitator. You put your pen and your notes and be taking notes. Take your notes, put down your questions. When he finishes his presentation, between that 60 to 90 minutes, then he opens up the last 15 minutes for discussion. Then you refer to your notes and ask questions. And please, 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 always have questions. If you don't have questions, we are always very suspicious whether you were even listening at all. So don't tell us that you understand it when you don't have questions. If you don't have questions, you don't understand it. There's no chance that you understand it if you don't have questions. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So if you are listening to a class, always force yourself to have questions. So if by the time you force yourself to have questions, it means you are thinking about what you are being told. That's how you are able to force yourself to have questions. If before you ask your question, maybe 4 hands are raised, one person has asked your question, when you reach your turn, you say, okay, so person has asked my question, and that one is okay, that is say I don't have questions. Come on.
Yeah, okay. Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes. My question is that, are we going to be buying materials?
No, you're not buying any materials. Everything is loaded for you on the LMS. No, you're not buying anything. Everything is loaded for you on the LMS. You can download them from the LMS. You can print if you want, but we don't advise that. Read them on the screen, okay? Just to be sustainable.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Edozie.
Hello.
No, not you yet. Edozie, you've been called to speak. Fidelis, please raise your hand if you want to speak. Edozie, can you speak if you want? If you're not ready, let's go to Uchechukwu.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Welcome.
I'm very delighted to be part of this introduction section. What exactly I want to ask is this, because I'm on night shift this week for like 10 to 15 minutes. I was out of network due to my transit from home to work. So what I want to ask is this. On coming back online, I saw where she was mentioning something like a portal where we can get the classes we have missed or something like that. Now the question is, how do we register or be part of the portal? I really don't understand that part because I was out of
Okay. Everybody has gotten an email. That email has your onboarding documents. There are some documents you need to sign and return, like the non-disclosure agreement document. You need to sign and return. There is another document that you need to fill your data into. I think that's a link. You need to do that. And then you have the onboarding instructions, including how to create your account in the learning management system if you have not. Some people have taken our free training before, so they already have an account in our learning management system. If you already have an account in our learning management system, just send your user ID to the training department, training@max-migold.com. All communications of this class is going to be done officially on training@max-migold.com, training@max-migold.com, not by WhatsApp, not by any other means, email only, okay? And if you need to have an interaction with the training manager or myself, you can send that email and request for audience. We'll book an appointment to have a one-on-one discussion with you. And then most other questions will be questions that class members can benefit from. You can bring the questions to class. So read the material that has been given to you. I know that we are very, very wary of reading. They say if you want to hide something from a black man, put it inside a book or write it in a note and give it to him. He will never read it. It's a secret that he will be keeping for life. I don't want that to happen in this class. We have content that's been given to us. Kindly read it and act on them, please. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Radiant for me.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. So I wanted to ask how attendance will be taken.
We need to see your face.
Sorry, I'm not in a space where I can do video call at the moment.
This will be the only exception. Everybody in this class has to have the video on, but go ahead.
Thank you very much. I apologize. Okay, so I want to know how attendance will be taken, especially for those of us that might join on maybe a laptop or other device that may not have our full names. Because
you have to change it to your name. Now, this is how it goes. Once you enter into the class, within the first 10 seconds, click on the 3 buttons there, the 3 dots that you have on your Zoom app. You will see an option for rename. Some of you have that option for rename right on the menu, depending on whether you're using a laptop or a phone. You need to rename to your full name, right? So I'm seeing someone like Uchechukwu Godwin Okereke. That's his registered name on this program. Every time you're in this class, you must put that up, right? Because if you don't, you'll be absent. That's what it means. And in some cases, if you become suspicious that we don't know you but by the name you've put up on your screen, we'll remove you from the class. So please be conscious of that for me. And that's for everybody.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. George.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Paul, for the opportunity to be on this platform. Prior to when I onboarded the program, I keep hearing that wherever you take the Max-Migold certificate to, in Nigeria, for example, is being recognized. And there's people that are looking at traveling out of the country and to see the availability of also presenting your certificate, God willing, when we pass. Is it possible? And which country is Max-Migold highly respected so that one can
all over the world? We get referees. I mean, the Jackpot syndrome has seen us lose at least 50 of our graduates in the last 2 years alone. And their employers always reach out to us to